So I watched that movie Bob Marley One Love. Now I'm not too familiar with Bob Marley as a person. There's maybe like two of his songs that I know. One of them I definitely know, which is the Redemption song. But I am a fan of biopic movies. I'm always interested to watch a movie about a musician that I don't know anything about. And this movie I thought was terrible. Positive to say about this movie is that the guy that actually plays Bob Marley does fine in this movie. I mean, didn't really connect with his character to be honest, and I also found it hard at times to understand the dialogue. I mean, just the Jamaican like at times with dialogue with Jamaican accent, it didn't like it's at certain moments, not a lot of the movie, but at certain moments I kind of had a hard time understanding what some of the characters were saying. And I think he gives an okay performance. I think the music scenes when he has a good voice. I think the music scenes are good. And I think the actress who played Bob Marley's wife in the movie, I think to me she's the best in this best performance in this movie. She stands out in my opinion. She gave just a great performance, and I really felt for her character. I felt like she was the character, in my opinion, that stood out outside of the movie. The negatives with this movie is that it feels very standard biopic. It doesn't particularly do anything new. Also, the pacing with the editing felt kind of like off. Like they try to do flashbacks with Bob Marley and his wife when they were younger and stuff when he's like a kid. But it's just the way that it was edited felt just the pacing felt off in this movie to me. Like the pacing just felt kind of all over the place with the way it's just edited with with the flashback scenes, and just the way the story was told. So I wasn't really a fan of the way it was edited and pasted in this movie. And and for me, as someone who doesn't know a lot about Bob Marley, this movie really didn't like teach me anything about the character, and that's the thing that kind of one of the biggest issues with this movie is that as someone who's coming in who doesn't know anything about Bob Marley, I felt like I didn't come out of this movie really getting to know his character. Like I felt like I didn't get to really dive into his character, into why he was doing, why he became a sinner, why he was doing these songs. Even the stuff, even his like marriage storyline in this movie with his wife, I felt like they don't really dive all that much into it. It feels very surface level. And so overall, I just feel like I didn't get to know him as a person in this movie, outside of just like the Bob Marley the singer. So overall, like I can't recommend Bob Marley One Love. I personally was not a fan of this movie. Maybe for people who are fans of Bob Marley, they might enjoy this movie more. But for me, as someone who doesn't know about Bob Marley, I was really hoping I would come out of this movie going like, okay, this told a story about somebody's personal life, about what he went through, and I felt like it just didn't do that for me personally. And I just felt like I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really learn anything about his character, and I didn't really feel all that attached to his character in the movie. So that's my thoughts on Bob Marley One Love. I wouldn't recommend the movie personally, but if you're a Bob Marley fan, you might enjoy it. So that's my thoughts on Bob Marley One Love.